Everyone, welcome to my channel, Kindred Souls of Brooklyn. And folks, there's been lots of debates over lots of things through sports, but one of the biggest debates in New York sports is the 86 Mets versus the 98 Yankees. Which team would win? Well, both teams were fantastic. It would have been a clash of the Titans. But in this episode, please join me for why I'd say the Mets would win and why Darryl Strawberry, who actually was, apart from God, who knows everything, right? Darryl Strawberry is the best authority to ask because Darryl was on both teams. And according to Darryl Strawberry, the Mets would have won that series. So stay tuned for a really fun video. It's going to be balanced. I mean, I'll admit I am a Mets fan, but I do love baseball. So stay tuned. Going to give the Yankees some love too. And I'll break down each position. And I hope you guys have a lot of fun with the video. But first, let's go to a soundbite from Darryl Strawberry about the 86 Mets versus the 98 Yankees, and we'll do a little history there.
Who played big? Lenny played big. You know, it's just so many guys played big roles. You know, for that team. It was just not about one player. It was just about all of us, and that team will go down in history as my favorite team. You know, I always get questions about who the better team, the 98 Yankees or the 86 Mets. I go, the 86 Mets. You know, of course, we were different, Keith. We had this real swag about ourselves. We had a different personality.
You know, a lot of people point to the 98 Yankees winning more games than the Mets did, but I think it goes best to a quote that Herb Brooks made, who was the coach for the 1980 American hockey team at Lake Placid who beat the Soviets, where he basically says it's not about the best players, it's about the right players. And of course, it was very equally matched, 98 Yankees, 86 Mets. I want to play that quote right now that Herb Brooks said, because it was actually Kurt Russell. This is the movie, but it's the same quote.
You're missing some of the best players.
I'm looking for the best players, Craig. I'm looking for the right ones.
There's also a thing called karma, you know, and basically the 86 Mets, they were very talented. They did have a strange karma about them, which you just kind of felt like they were going to win. Something that a lot of people don't know. Everybody knows that Ed Hearn was the backup catcher for the New York Mets for Gary Carter in 86. But what people don't remember or know is that there was a weird karma around Ed Hearn too, in that Ed Hearn did something that no other player in baseball has ever done, and he won, when he was in Double-A, his team won the World Series of Double-A. The following year, he went to Triple-A. His team won the World Series at Triple-A. Then he went to the Major Leagues, and his team won the World Series. So basically, 3 years in a row, 3 different levels. No one's ever done that before. 86 Mets, a year of karma, just unbelievable. Before I break down the rosters player by player, I want to give, of course I'm going to give the Yankees some love too. It was a great team. I just want to show this 3-minute clip. I did a nice little editing job on the 86 Mets, some of my favorite highlights, just a couple of minute clip, and then just to get us motivated into the mood, and then I'll break down the players position by position. And you guys got to let me know what you think.
I think the only word you could use is magical, because, I mean, all logic says we should have lost that game. We should have lost that game.
And the Mets are down to their last out, and Gary Carter at the plate.
We had a team that wanted to win at all costs.
And the Red Sox are 2 strikes away.
There was a lot of reminiscing that went on, saying, hey, I'm not going to be the last out. I don't want to be a trivia question.
Line into left field, base hit for Carter, and the Mets are still alive. And that's going to be hit to center, base hit. And that's going to be hitting to center field, base hit. Here comes Carter to score, and the tying run is at third, and Kevin Mitchell.
Yogiism definitely lives. It's not over till it's over.
And the Mets refuse to go quietly. With 2 out, they come scrambling back with consecutive hits. And John McNamara goes to the mound. He wants Bob Stanley to pitch to Mookie Wilson.
It's a period in time when everyone knew where they were, what they were doing, and it helps them identify with everything is possible. You have the desire and the patience.
Fouled on. 55,078 here at Shea, and they have really been put through the ringer. Fouled away, 2-2.
Oh, we just never said we were going to give up at any time.
Fouled away again.
But a wild pitch in that situation, you know, we didn't even think about that.
And it's going to go to the backstop. Here comes Mitchell to score the tying run. And Ray Knight is at second base.
It was like all the pieces of the puzzle just came together, and we were just a team of destiny.
I'm not one to sit here and believe in destiny. I think that you create situations and you take advantage of them. Might have second thoughts now.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
I think that is a great honor to be remembered in baseball, and I think that everyone will to be remembered, you know, in baseball for something. It stands to reason that someone's going to be on the bad side, someone's going to be on the good side.
It's amazing that Bill Buckner has been scrutinized all these years over a ball that I don't know if he would have caught it, that he would have beat Mookie to the bag.
Do I feel bad for him? No, Bill doesn't want anyone to feel sorry for him because what happened was baseball. It wasn't the first time stuff like that happened to a ball player, and it's not going to be the last time if we stay in this game long enough.
There's been a lot of talk that is one of the biggest blunders in sports history, and yet it still wasn't the series. There was still Game 7.
Righty, so I'm going to put up the rosters over here, and of course I'm going to give the Yankees a little love here because I'm a Mets fan, but I'm also a baseball fan. So okay, let's go right to it. You see in the rosters over there, let's talk about the Yankees now. Let's give them some love. Basically, there's two positions on the roster which we have no argument over. I don't care how I'm a strong Mets fan. Okay, shortstop. There's no way anyone's going to say that Derek Jeter wasn't so much better than Rafael Santana. So I think at the shortstop position, there's no doubt the Yankees have the edge at the shortstop position. We could also say the same thing for the relief pitching in terms of the closer. Mariano Rivera, enter the Sandman. I mean, the guy was unbelievable. He was like a machine. Hall of Famer. Derek Jeter's a Hall of Famer. So you have those two positions clearly, which, you know, who was the Mets guy? Jesse Orosco. You know, all right, the guy pitched for a long time. Great Met, but no way near Mariano Rivera. So we have that situation. All right, and now the Mets have also two similar spots where we could argue the same things. First off, catching position. Gary Carter. No way, no how anyone could say Jorge Posada could hold the candle to the Hall of Fame catcher, Gary Carter, in terms of the way Gary Carter played a game, the way he hit, the way he came through in the clutch. Same situation goes on first base, and this is what made the Mets so tough. Why I think their pitching staff gets the edge here is because the Mets had their two best players at catcher and first base. Two veterans in their prime. Keith Hernandez at first base, not a Hall of Famer because of his drug use and admission to taking drugs, but basically should have been a Hall of Famer. 11 Gold Gloves at first base. Two all-star catchers, in terms of two all-star players who were at the peak of their game, who ran that pitching staff like it was a watch. And so we have an equal situation there. We have those two players, but I think it gives the Mets the edge because the Mets had the younger pitching staff, I think a better pitching staff. The Mets pitching staff was more athletic. If you remember, Ron Darling was the official pinch runner for Rusty Staub. And I think, you know, Dwight Gooden, let's face it, Dwight Gooden, even though he was on the decline in 1986 with the drug use, he still struck out 200 batters that year. So I think there's no competition in terms of that. So there's the absolutes on the team. The rest could be arguable, and we'll talk about that next. So there's a couple of aspects where it could be arguable. Now, Scott Brosius versus Ray Knight. Again, you could make an argument either way, but again, for me, I think Ray Knight, he was the heart and soul of some of the parts of that team. He got the MVP for the World Series, and God knows how many fights he won that year. So I'd have to give the edge over that one to Ray Knight. Another aspect would be Darryl Strawberry versus Paul O'Neill. Now, again, it's a toss-up. You could pick it either which way. But again, Strawberry in his heyday, how he came up, what he did for the Mets. Man, there wasn't a tougher guy going than Darryl Strawberry. I don't think he ever lost one fight in the major leagues, right? Except for one. Darryl Strawberry did lose one fight, and you'll never believe who the guy was who beat Darryl Strawberry in a fight. You guessed it, it was World, Kevin Mitchell, on the 86 Mets. When he first met Darryl Strawberry down in the lower leagues, they had a big fight. They're playing a basketball game. Words were exchanged, and Kevin Mitchell absolutely beat the tar out of Darryl Strawberry by Strawberry's own admission. So there you have it. I mean, you know, look, a lot of things are a toss-up, but, you know, you have to just, no one really would know what would happen. But again, I go back to the same fact that the man who would know best would be Darryl Strawberry. He played for both teams. He would have the vibe. He has the vibe. And I just think the Yankees were a great team, but in the pinch, you have to give it to the Mets. I think you really do. So hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video, and you know, it would have been so much fun to see these two teams get together, but that's the story in a lot of sports situations, you know. It's never going to happen. I mean, like I say, Darryl Strawberry played on both teams, but look at the weird karma. I mean, who would ever think Dwight Gooden would pitch a no-hitter for the Yankees? Who would ever think Darryl Strawberry and Dwight Gooden would be on the Yankees? I mean, it's unheard of. I mean, you see the pictures right here. I mean, but lots of weird karma with the Mets and the Yankees, you know. I'll tell you another quick story before I close the video. Mariano Rivera's worst blown save in his career actually came up against the Mets. I'll put the article up here. He didn't even record an out. It was the only time in his career that ever happened, when he blew a save. So the Mets magic, the amazing magic, you never know what would have happened on either side. But I'd like to think, as a Mets fan of the orange and blue, and going by Darryl Strawberry, that the Mets would have prevailed. But nonetheless, the Yankees were a great team, and if we would have lost to them in a competition, I wouldn't have. I would have felt bad. I'm lying. I would have felt terrible. But honestly, I would have said, "Hey, look, the better team won, and it's a respectful team. It's fantastic." So for them, but who knows? You know, maybe it'll happen one day. So, folks, I'd like to thank you for joining me here on my video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you liked it, and please give me a shout. Please give me a comment. I know you guys are going to do it. This is going to be a lot of comments on this video. I know it, but hit me. I want to hear them. I mean, I love baseball. I'm hoping we get the 2022 season in. I mean, especially me as a Mets fan. We got Scherzer. We got DeGrom. It's going to be a great year, we hope. So I'm looking forward to seeing some spring training. I'm down here in Sarasota, so we got the Pirates near us, and the Phillies, and the Orioles, and, you know, many, many more. The Yankees in Tampa, too many to count. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And please, folks, if you can, support our foundation, the Waffles Foundation. We donate instruments to kids who can't afford to play. We started that when we lost my son, Matt, in 2019. And we're doing a great job. We're a certified 501c3. So if you have any instruments to donate, please www.wafflesfoundation.org, and I will give you a receipt, the whole 9 yards. And so for now, this is Al signing off. Take me out to the ball game, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon, and we'll get a 2022 season. Love you guys. Take care of yourself. Take care now. Bye-bye.